Qabalistic speech is not only restricted to one language. Qabalistic speech is in multiple languages, and the whole concept of qabalah is grammar. The way you would speak a certain word is the qabalah of that word. But the reason it's called qabalah and not normal speech is because it's oratory power. It's a vibratory power that you would add into a spell or a ritual. These kinds of rituals are conducted with the voice. For example, the runic Qabala is actually a family of different Qabbalas. It includes the Icelandic, the Germanic, the Anglo-Saxon, the Gothic, and other languages or other Kabbalistic grammars. It's not only grammar, but affinity. The way that the sounds are put together is like a DNA strand. It's like a full DNA strand. So if you were to use Icelandic Qabala, you would use, if you were to use the Icelandic Qabala on your 7 main chakras, this would make a full DNA strand. And you would, there are specific mantras, and these are all mantras, by the way. There are specific mantras that correspond with specific chakras, and these specific chakras help with the DNA coding. So when you vibrate them into the chakras, especially in the right order, because that just makes it easier, you are building your DNA every day. And it changes your DNA at an epigenetic level, and it eventually reaches physical level. So this does go into shape-shifting and bioengineering. But that takes a lot of energy and or strength. You need to be able to put in enough energy to change the physical. This is how people were bioengineered in the past. But I'm going to give an example. The rune mana is mana in Germanic, but in Gothic it's mana. So the way you would pronounce it would be different, but the spelling would be the same. On an archaeological text, how would you know that? This is why a lot of things were passed down through word of mouth, oratory tradition. This type of generating energy, this modality to generate energy, is through the voice, unlike sound and music that you would generate through instruments. With instruments also comes a sort of cymatic power that one can use and harvest. And all of this power can be directed by the will of the mind. And you direct this into a seed or a form of thought, and you can send that away to do something. You use your will to program the energy. And when I say you put it into a form of thought, it just means anything that you would use to condense it. You can also just put it into a crystal. You can put it into a mental geometric shape. You would use your mind to create the substance that it is held in, or the container, because the substance is already there. It's electromagnetic, and our mind, or our brain, is able to handle channeling the energy and anchoring the spell, because our bodies are formed in a specific way that allows us to perform magic and sense the energy while having this body. We don't need to be in a different corporeal form or be alien, because we are already the alien that is capable of doing this. So it's basically our physiological ability and template. It's what we were engineered to do and what we were born to do, depending on how you look at it. When it comes to drumming and dancing, the kind of power that comes from that is the kind of power that you get from Kundalini yoga, the kind of energy circulating that you would get from yoga, and the piezoelectric energy from sound, and the higher frequency piezoelectric energy that you would get from sound. So this concept that we use in the physical when we try to study electrical engineering and how energy works, it reflects in the higher realms as well. You're basically creating a light show in the higher realms. But if you are aware of it, if you can sense it, you don't even need to see it. But if you can sense it, you can kind of just know that it's there. Some people can see it as well, of course. But if you can just sense it and wield it, you can form it into something and then use that as a computer basically, or like a robot. And it's basically technology. Like a parabola, the energy goes up and then it comes down. Or the energy comes down and then it goes back up. It's kinda like when we are visualizing what we want, we are usually using references from what we have experienced in the physical. This is when the energy that has already been manifested comes back up to the higher realms of imagination. Anything that someone makes, like a painting, can end up in your higher imagination mind. So you can use that as stored energy. It is a stored concept, and then bring it into another manifestation, into the physical. So someone might have painted it, and then you might have sculpted it. And as you sculpt it, you are bringing it down from the higher mind to the physical, and then it can end up going back up because someone can see it, and it is now in their imagination. But bringing it down isn't always done with the physical hands. It's sometimes done with psychic hands. And that is just one way to visualize it. But our connection to the outside world and the world within us, biologically, happens in this way, where we can basically telekinetically move things around. And it doesn't need to be we're moving big objects. If we can move simple things to make something happen, that is how a lot of magic works. And it's not always dramatic. It can be as simple as a butterfly effect. And that's all that was needed to be done in order to make something happen that you desired. This is all based on wisdom. The more wisdom you have, or the more wisdom that you have access to, for example, when you are empathic and you are empathically aligned with the universe, reading the mind of the universe, as in any mind within the universe, so you have access to all wisdom, and it's not all at once, it's just what you need at that time. For example, healing magic does not require you to have a PhD in biology or consciously know exactly what you are doing on a cellular level, because at one point you might have known, but the truth is you're channeling the wisdom of biology into the magic that you're doing. So when you are using that light, which is just a visual of what the energy is, and you are channeling the healing energy, that is you conducting all of the procedures, all of the movements that would be necessary for the body to heal at a biokinetic level. But you don't need to know all of the movements because it's like muscle memory, but you're channeling the muscle memory of any mind that you're connecting with, or any memory, like a past life memory that you're connecting with.